All right, guys. So in today's video, we're gonna go over the trade recap today. We took only one trade really on ES today, and we took a long. This was the original trade idea right here. We took a long, and we sold right after. Again, this is one of my issues as of lately. New setup, all that. Still getting used to it. But either way, like again, this has been happening since last week. Today's trade wasn't really following. It wasn't really one of the trades that I would want to take. Since we're inside of more of a premium inside of this range, we're inside of the premium. I would have preferred to take longs inside of here, inside of the discount of the range, target higher prices. My objective really was these highs up here, of the range, these relative equal highs. And anything inside of here would have been the best longs. And on the 15-second right here, you can see we pretty much exited the same candle right here. And I was actually planning on letting it hold, like letting it run, honestly. My target was up here, and the objective to meet the qualifications were like up here somewhere to pass it. This could have been a partial, letting it run to break even. Letting it break even partial, and then eventually letting the rest target up here. Done really well. So one thing I need to really do is hold my trades, have more confidence in my system. And again, over time is going to get better. Just 44 bucks today, not really much. The market's coming to, a slow pace right now. We got news at 12:20. So yeah, 12:20, Fair Share Powell speaks, and that's basically really it. Again, today I did try to risk a little bit less since it is, a day after a holiday. Majority of the volatility is going to be formed for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today, again, we were retracing back up into this new week opening gap. So that's kind of where my idea was. So we had a new week opening gap here form. And on the 1 hour, you can see it more clearly. We had that new week opening gap right there. And I was looking to see the market retrace up into it. And once we swept along, we were retracing back up. I knew we had that 1 hour CRT form, and we had that 5-minute inversion for rally up, and that's why I entered here. There was no real, 15-minute confluence or 30-minute confluence. Just mainly the 1 hour was the main conviction for us to take this trade, and the 5-minute. What would have been better if we just simply held the trade and we had the stop loss at this low? So this would have been a better trade if we entered right there. Stop loss was at this low, and we were targeting this high. This would have been a clear 1 to 2. Better trade, honestly. Just overall looking at the higher time frame, that would have been given a stronger conviction, because then again, we formed a breaker here. So low, high, lower, low, swept the low, we closed above. What do we have here? A breaker formed, and then eventually pushes up higher with speed. Most likely targeting these highs up here also. These relative equal highs here up here that formed, and that could have been another target. The market did move up higher here nicely. Yeah, that was pretty much really the trade recap, but I did also look for the market to then eventually target lower prices, and I was thinking about entering right here on this 1 minute fair value up. I took a screenshot because I was just like, I can bottom tick the range right now if I enter, but I was hesitant. I was like, all right, is it really worth putting on this risk and taking this type of trade? Let's wait for more confirmation. And that was right around here at the bottom of the range. And I was about to bottom tick. I know it sounds crazy. I could have bottom tick today, but I don't, I just didn't have confidence. I was just like, all right, it's not one of those days where I can put heavy risk and trade this right here. Trust it. But we basically could have bottom ticked. It's crazy too, because I was looking at the confluence too. I was like, bro, ES, we can definitely bottom tick this. We should not be moving lower right around here, and we're having a divergence. That's the crazy thing too. We didn't really have any SMTs on ES, so that's the crazy part. ES did not create any SMTs. Dow Jones was showing straight weakness here, just straight moving lower. Once we saw the market shift in sentiment right here with this 1 minute breaker market structure, forming that V shape, this is all a balanced price range. This right here is all your right here, your balanced price range, because it was once up close, now it's down close. It was it was once up close, we disrespected it. We respected it, pushed down lower. If we fell to and we closed above, what does that mean? This is a balanced price range. Now you do not want to see the market come into 50% of this range. Once we start to close above, the market just continues to the upside with speed. I was failing to realize that. I was failing to see this in real time with Dow Jones. ES, again, just by far one of the best markets to trade today, simply because of this right here. We're tapping up into the new week opening gap. Strong displacement to the upside here. You can see that there. Just straight displacement up to the upside after the new week opening gap. Same thing with YM. Again, forming that 1 hour CRT there, bro. Beautiful, beautiful price delivery today. I just was unable to really read it. I'm rusty. I'm rusty reading this price action. Sweeping the sell side, pushing up higher, reaching for the buy side again. We're more inside of a range. We swept the lows, pushed up higher, reached for the highs. We're inside of the new week opening gap, Tuesday low of week. There was no SMTs here on a significant time frame like the 50-minute or above that I really could spot, so yeah, that's pretty much really it. There was nothing really there. We did have a 1 hour CRT again, pushing up higher. That was really it. And just the 1 minute confluence there on ES was by far one of the best here. I just wasn't really convicted with it. Everything else also formed it, but I just had the most conviction on it with ES for some reason. And that's basically really it for the trade recap. If we took this trade, I don't want to say it, but yeah, we probably would have done really well today. Again, just a learning opportunity, learning experience for today. And yeah, we're just going to get better, continue to get better. I'm going to go back to studying. Got to work at 1:30. I got to go get back on the grind. I don't know if this week or next week I plan on buying more combines. If we pass this combine this week, I will buy some next week. And if we don't pass it, and of course, something happens, blah, 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 then we're going to buy some more next week. But yeah, I'm about to go journal this trade. Call it a day. Just lock the account in real time for you guys, because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, wait, what are you doing, brother? And I gotta update the vlog too. That's one thing I keep forgetting. And let me know how the face cam looks. I know the lighting isn't the best right now. The setup is still a little scuffy. I don't have a ring light, and yeah, I told myself, we can either record without a face cam, or we can put the face cam in there and record. So I decided to put the face cam in there and record, just because why not? Even if it's dark, even if you can't see me. I tried everything, the lighting, this and that. But it is what it is, like I'm going to still show you guys my face and how I look, because I think face cams add a little bit of spice to the videos. But yeah, basically you can see, why am I relapsing from last week, bro? A $40 day, bro. What am I doing? Same thing Tuesdays, $40 days, bro. Again, Tuesday, the beginning of the week, bro, this is crazy. I didn't trade Mondays. I'm not trading Mondays. Yesterday was a bank holiday. I just didn't decide to trade. The market was a little bit more range bound, choppy. Not enough volume for me really to take a trade yesterday. So I know a lot of people were trading it. They're like, oh, Columbus Day, I back tested this day, and the market always gives me a good, blah, 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 blah. Just personally, again, not taking other people's opinions, other people's trades, other ways that their way of trading, isn't better than yours. Only because they're making money doesn't mean you can't make money your way trading. That's one thing I'm really trying to, really code into my mind, is that, like, bro, you can make money the way you're trading. You're doing perfectly fine. Even if you only trade 3 days a week, 4 days a week, bro, you don't need to be trading every single day like them, bro. They incur losses. Only because they're showing you their wins doesn't mean they don't lose. People are only going to show you their wins because they're going to try to sell you something, or they're going to try to boast themselves and their confidence and like the way they're trading. I show you guys my losses. Every time I lose, I show you guys my imperfections, like, moving the stops break even or closing the trades too early, not letting it run. I'm showing you guys my imperfections. I'm not perfect. I'm not a 100% win rate trader that always wins and has max stay 1 to 10s, bullshit. I'm not bottom taking. I'm being honest with you guys. I wasn't able to bottom take. I was afraid. I didn't want to take that risk, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm human, bro. I'm not gonna be able to hit every single trade. Last week we took a trade, $40, lost the first half, and then the second half we won. This day we lost, won. We were listening to an influencer and they're trading basically. And yeah, and then this day we closed. This day again we closed too early. Today we closed too early, but again I really was trading inside of the premium side of the zone, so I wasn't really following the model, if I'm being truly honest. We do look more bearish on the higher time frame, if I'm being truly honest. We're inside of that daily sell side imbalance. I was only bullish for a short-term amount of time, especially for that buy side objective. Once that buy side objective was met, I really didn't expect to see the market move anymore with such strength and volatility that it is doing right now. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. Honestly, we are closer and closer. We're at 1.8. That's fine. Let's pull out the calculator, handy dandy calculator. What we need is a 6% profit objective, and currently we're about to be at 4%. So that's perfectly fine, bro. We're getting closer and closer. There's no rush in the process right now. We need around 2%, and that's perfectly fine, bro. I am not trying to rush the process. I am not trying to get there sooner than I should have. I'm just trying to build consistency to then build my confidence. And again, just following my model, following my rules, having a good, mindset going into today. And that's really it. Focusing on my state of mind. That's the most important thing right now to become a profitable trader, is the state of mind you're in. And that's basically really it. I'm going to close the charts, edit this video, open them back up, journal, and then that's basically really it. So yeah, peace.